Alright, it's a little bit bad lighting, but I'm here to pick up an Uber rider, and I'm going to take them and see if we have any reactions tonight for full self-driving beta. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So as I get out of the neighborhood here, it's pretty uneventful. It's quiet in the car. Nothing really happens. Here I have FSD Beta enabled. As soon as I get onto the highway, I do receive a system error and the autopilot disengages itself. From there, it operated just fine.
When did you get the Tesla?
I've had this since 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a good car so far.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Very reliable.
That's good.
We've been in a couple Ubers where they had like the Tesla.
Yeah, and then we rented one for a weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Just, yeah.
How did you like it?
I liked it a lot. We had just the Model 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what this is.
Yeah. So I liked it a lot. It was very smooth. Took me a second to get used to the one pedal.
Right.
But yeah, once I got used to it, it was easy driving.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the regen does take some getting used to.
Yeah.
You can turn it off, but by default, that it is something that's a little bit difficult to adjust to.
Yeah. So do you mainly use that, or do you use the two pedals?
Yes, I use the regen almost entirely. Yeah, in the winter when it's really cold, there's not much energy that can be put back onto the battery just because of the physics with the lithium-ion technology.
Yeah.
So it will be reduced. So you have to use your brake a lot more. But they just released a software update about a month ago that blends the brakes in, and it basically mimics the regen.
Oh, nice.
So if you're used to that feeling during the summer, you can have the same during the winter.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first got the car, I was really interested in the technology part of it, but it was so expensive. Back then it was $5,000 to get the full self-driving software.
Yeah.
When you purchase the car, and the car was already pretty pricey, so I was like, I'm gonna pass on it, but I really wanted it. And I ended up about a month or two later, because Elon Musk had been tweeting saying the price would be going up.
Yeah.
So that kind of made me feel like I'd have a fear of missing out. So I had the FOMO going on.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying it after I got the car. So it was an extra $1,000.
Yeah.
But now if you buy the software, it's $15,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's crazy. But yeah, I got enrolled last year into the beta program. So I'm one of the about 175,000 beta testers that are using this software on the roads right now.
Oh.
Nice. So is it fully driving itself right now?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. The highway driving is nothing new or unusual. They've been doing this since probably 2012, 2013. So this is very polished, and it does really, really well. Like right now, it's changing lanes. So it was red there because there was a car in the way.
2 miles, keep right onto Interstate 90 East.
And it's overly cautious, generally speaking. But it's also courteous. It'll get out of the passing lane. So that's part of the reason why it just changed lanes.
Oh, nice.
But on the city streets, that's where it's new. Where it can stop at stoplights, automatically turn left, right, wherever.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, it's been interesting. They've been talking about combining, because right now, when you're using the software in the city streets, it's a different software that runs.
Oh, wow.
Compared to what's running right now. So they've been talking about combining both of them into one software. They were supposed to release that this year, but they're a little bit delayed on that.
In 1 mile, keep right onto Interstate 90 East.
So here it knows that we need to get onto I-90 here.
Gotcha.
So it's starting to make its way over. But yeah, without the driver there, it will not operate. So it's constantly asking for feedback on the steering wheel. So if I don't use my knee, which is what I've been doing, you'll see here in a second, it'll start flashing. A blue bar at the top will start flashing. And that's just saying, hey, Mr. Driver, pay attention, you got to start using the steering wheel.
Okay.
But around October 2021, they added the DMS, which is there's a camera right up in here,
Okay.
and it's looking at my eyes to make sure I'm paying attention.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so here, like it's saying, apply slight turning force to the steering wheel, and it'll flash like that. And if you don't pay attention to that, it'll basically disable itself.
Oh, wow.
So here it's trying to get over to the right, it's waiting for an opportunity. And there, it took it.
Pretty smart.
So you're not putting any like pressure on the pedal at all?
Nope. My foot's just hovering over. I'm always ready to take over at a moment's notice because you never know. But generally speaking, this is pretty polished. It's just when we get on, you'll see here now it's going to change. Oh no, we're getting on another highway. It might change over temporarily to the city street. If it does, you'll see a bunch of colors pop into view.
Okay.
But I think it'll stay on the highway stack.
Yeah, when we rented ours, it was crazy. The stoplights and all the detection it picked up just on the screen alone.
Oh yeah.
Like, we weren't using any of the self-driving stuff just because we didn't have it long enough to get used to that.
Sure. Like the autopilot.
Yeah, plus I wanted to play with it just by itself.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's super cool, all the technology that goes into it.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. There's 8 cameras. So 3 up in the front. There's 2 on the sides. And then 2 more on the sides. There's actually 4 on the sides. And then 1 in the back. If I tap on this, you can see the 2 on the sides and the 1 in the back. So these are the cameras that are centering the car. Even though it's looking behind us, it's centering the car between the lines. But yeah, it's been a fun car. It's been really reliable. I haven't had any major issues. I have a bunch of little minor things, but nothing significant.
What kind of stuff were the minor things?
The back seat started coming loose at one point. There was a clip missing. One of the connectors for the camera in the back came loose as well, so they had to connect that again. It probably was loose from the factory.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else? I had an issue with my steering column where if I put on the turn signal and after it completed the turn, it wouldn't turn it off. So they had to replace that. I had smelly AC system, so they helped to kind of clean that system out. I'm not sure why. A lot of other people have had the same issue, but I think that's just a general car issue.
Yeah.
Not a Tesla specific issue. And let's see. They've stopped doing this, but there's a lumbar seat adjustment with like a little air cushion in the lower side of the seat.
Yeah.
And with the models from 2019 and earlier, basically 2018 and 2019, they included that on the passenger seat. Then around 2020, they removed that because they found out through all the data no one was actually using it. But that wasn't working on mine, so I was like, wait a minute, is it broken? So I made a service call. It was still under warranty, and they fixed it. So yeah, like I said, all really minor things.
Yeah. not really the functionality. It was just like the little stuff.
Correct.
Would Uber help pay for any of that, or is it all on you?
Yeah, did you like get the car through Uber? I know Uber has a program.
Yes. No. So I signed up for Uber later after I got the car.
Gotcha.
There's a small EV incentive. You get an extra $1 if you have an electric vehicle or something like that.
Oh, cool.
But that's a good question. I don't know now that I'm out of warranty, because it's a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty.
Gotcha.
Once you're out of that, I'm not sure
Yeah.
if Uber helps with that or not. But the battery itself has a 120,000 mile warranty or 10 years, whichever's first.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing actually. And I haven't had too many issues with the battery. Actually, none at all. I mean, with the exception of during the winter.
Like just being too cold.
Yeah, when it's cold, you lose a lot of range, 30% or more during the winter. So that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
You just need to plan your trips a little bit better.
What about charging speed in the winter? Have you noticed it's like slower to charge in the winter?
I think it is, but I have not noticed that myself. Yeah, but the best part is no oil changes and none of that maintenance. I was home in Michigan with my parents last week, and I'm driving around and I get a message. It shows up, and I'm like, oh no, is this a critical message? Because it was like a warning. And it said your windshield wiper fluid is low. So I was like, oh great. So like crazy things like that. And there's a little compartment up here that opens and closes. So if I close it kind of hard, see it says close console lid gently.
Yeah.
It gives you a warning for that too. So little things like that, it's kind of funny that they built those in. Then they have some fun things too, like during the winter, and also anytime during the year, really, for that matter. You can turn on Santa mode,
Oh, nice.
and your car turns into a sleigh, and all the cars are reindeer around you.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then if the pedestrian is walking around, they turn into an elf.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, so you can enable that anytime. So watch, I'll do it now. What you do is you tap down on the right scroll wheel. Oh, it's not letting me talk to it for some reason. Must be because I'm in Bluetooth or something. It's too dangerous to go into the menus to turn it on, but usually you turn on the microphone and you say ho ho ho, and it will turn it on.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But what I can't show you is Rainbow Road mode. If I tap 4 times down on the right drive stalk,
Yeah.
it'll turn into Rainbow Road mode. So watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's just a visual thing. It doesn't affect any way how it drives.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then it plays the skit from SNL.
That's funny. So was the Tesla your first electric vehicle?
Yes, it is. Yep. Yeah, I fell in love with the minimalist interior.
Yeah.
I just love that because it reduces my stress, not having all these buttons and stuff in the way and lights everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a lot simpler. Even though it's like complexity within simplicity, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like it's an iPad versus like buttons and stuff.
Right.
But I like that too. I like that it was like, you almost have like hidden air vents. You have like the, it's not all.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you played with that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. That's a fun one. These vents here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not. You can't really see them, but they're there.
So then, do you do the GoPro in the car for
1 mile, take right
like
exit
the beta
46A
reasons?
toward California Avenue.
Yeah, I do it. What I do is we'll do some editing afterwards, and I'll speed up the videos to do like time lapse videos. So I have a YouTube channel called Tech Geek Tesla,
Okay.
and sometimes I'll record different people's reactions to the software. So, like, if you're okay, I can post anonymously some of your comments.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, go for
Okay.
Coming right lane.
Yeah, Elon Musk replies to my tweets, which is pretty bizarre.
Really?
Yeah, I've been tweeting a lot of things, and he's replied to several of them. It's just pretty amazing.
Well, her dad watches a bunch of videos about this. Like, he's got the Chevy EUV.
Oh, yeah?
And
Nice.
so he watches a bunch of the Tesla videos and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he may have seen some of my stuff.
Yeah,
So
probably.
I've been posting for over a year.
Using the right lane, take right exit 46A toward California Avenue. Just ahead, make a left turn on West Diversey Avenue using the upcoming left lane. Using the left lane, make a left turn on West Diversey Avenue.
Alright, so that was me manually driving there because the Uber app is taking a different route than what the Tesla was telling me to go.
Yeah.
And usually the Uber app is better.
Okay.
This uses Google Maps. I'm not sure what the Uber app uses, but 9 out of 10 times Uber's faster or better.
Okay.
So from here, I'll spare everybody a little bit of time. There really wasn't much discussion surrounding Tesla or self-driving. We were basically talking about the city of Chicago and places to live, things to do. I will say that the car did very, very well navigating its way on this street. Now, granted, we were going straight the whole time, but I never had to disengage. There were a couple interventions, but they were very minor.
See, they still don't show police cars on the visualizations. When you're on the highway, though, it does, because it's a different software stack.
Oh, so this one just. So why did they go with colors? Was it different developers, probably?
Yes, I believe so. Like, it's a totally different program. Like, look at that, it shows up as a semi-truck.
Oh yeah.
But on the highway, they can detect the lights, and it'll actually slow down for emergency vehicles. And that's coming, I think, when they combine the software stacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been known to do some really weird things. Like, I was half expecting it to try to go around these cars and basically pull into the direction of where that fire truck was coming from.
Yeah.
I was half expecting that to happen, actually. Because it does the weirdest things sometimes.
Yeah. That's to be expected with ever all new
Using the left
software.
lane, make a left
Yes,
turn on
beta.
Northwest
Beta. It's
Avenue.
all beta. Alright, turning left here. Nobody behind us. Light turning yellow. Really should have gone. So if I hadn't taken over there, I think it would have just hung out in the middle. It's like, no, you can't do
Drive
that.
off Christina.
Yeah, just right up here. This is perfect right here.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right, let me unlock the door, so you hit that button. There you go, you got it.
All right, and that concludes this Uber drive. Overall, I think the car did fairly well. Granted, there was a lot of driving on the highway. When it got on the city streets, there were a couple of interventions, but nothing out of the ordinary. I'm still disappointed that it doesn't detect the emergency vehicles on the side streets. However, I think that feature will be coming in the future. You never know how beta is going to operate, so obviously you need to be ready to take over at a moment's notice. This is the latest release, which I got on New Year's Day, 10.69.25.1. And overall, I didn't notice any significant major improvements or differences compared to the previous version, although the release notes did mention there were some bug fixes. So if you like this drive, if you want to see more Uber drives, let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot, everyone, for all of your support, as always, and Happy New Year.